Hi, my name is Damion Stevens. I'm an animal control officer for the city of Los Angeles. I've been assigned to the Special Investigations Unit. The cases I work on usually end up in the national spotlight. The last case I was investigating was P22. That was the mountain lion that was up in the hills and it was wreaking havoc on the citizens and the pets of Los Angeles. Now, I suggested that P22 be hunted down and killed. But the city removed me from that case and spun a story that even though it was a mountain lion, it just wanted to be left alone. So if that happens again, which it has, which is why you're watching this documentary, the city of LA is trying to hide something from you, and I am fighting back. I'm on my way to the San Fernando Valley where I'll be interviewing a couple who has witnessed Bigfoot in the streets of Hollywood.
Hi, my name is Margo.
Hi, my name is
And this is my husband, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
And we went to this rooftop restaurant, beautiful, in Hollywood. We saw Bigfoot.
So we were on the rooftop. It was really beautiful, and I was just looking at the scenery. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I see this thing. It was like a hairy thing. It started walking out. And I was like, oh my God, it looks like a Bigfoot. And I was
like, Jimmy, grab your phone. You have to record this. No one is going to believe this. I mean, we are in Hollywood, but Bigfoot.
Well, I was going to get my phone.
No, he wasn't. I was like, get your phone, Jimmy. You cannot miss this moment. He's going to go quick. No one's going to believe this. Get your phone, Jimmy.
So I grabbed my phone and I started recording it, but I was shaking. And it was just walking. I couldn't believe it. It
went by this truck and it went across the street, and thank God we were able to capture some footage because it was freaking Bigfoot.
Right.
I'm walking south on Wilcox Avenue towards Selma. Now, this is the exact location that Bigfoot was seen in that video. Unfortunately, that video is a couple months old, so doing some real investigation in this neighborhood is going to be difficult. The first thing I noticed is that there is construction here on the corner of Selma and Wilcox. Construction like this would chase away any wildlife. Secondly, I see the observation post where witnesses were seated when Bigfoot was recorded. Now, the problem with this is, of course, they didn't fear Bigfoot at the time because they were safe way up in the sky. Now, Hollywood Boulevard being so close, this could be a guy in a costume. I can't tell by the video. If it is a guy in the costume, then I'm probably wasting my time. I'll never find him. But if it's Bigfoot, I'll find him.
Hi, I'm Marie, and I was north of Hollywood Boulevard, and I was coming up to an intersection at night, and I was on the phone with my mother, and I said, Mom, I gotta hang up because I actually saw Bigfoot sitting on a ledge north of Hollywood Boulevard. I couldn't believe it. I was like, why? Nothing ever happens to me, but I saw it and I got it. I had my phone in my hand and I was like, I had my camera, I clicked it, and I got him. I couldn't believe it.
Putting a case like this together is like a puzzle, piece by piece by piece. She didn't know where she was driving. She had no idea what she was even doing, I think. But I watched the video a bunch of times and zoomed in, slow-mo, did all that stuff, and realized Bigfoot was on Carlos and Gower, which is where I'm at right now. And that's the ledge that Bigfoot was allegedly sitting on. Now, I've gone through the shrubs here and can't find any evidence that he's living here permanently. He's moved on. I'm gonna move on too, but I just want to show you kind of like what I do to make sure I'm keeping the city safe. It's a tough job. You've seen what I have to work with. It's not easy. You know, a lot of guys wouldn't choose to do this. And I tend to think I didn't choose to do this either. It chose me.
All of my life, I'm told myself, go to Los Angeles, go to Hollywood, dream big. There's so many dreams in here. It's like, it's a Hollywood, and especially like film. I really loved the films. I mean, since I was a really kid, I have been watching a bunch of films with my father and with my parents, and I grew up with it. And I came here at the first night. I just find out the gift of safety was closed. I mean, it's really sad. I come down here, I park my car, and I walk on the grass, and I see, how do you say, bumps? I saw one particular crazy and dirty homeless man in here. It's really pretty funny. He's digging in a trash can. His hairy like dog. His dirty dog. His hairy dirty dog. It's really pretty funny. I want to film him. I go closer. I saw he was is like in costume. I mean, in Japan, the crazy men walk around in Godzilla costume, but here in America, it's like cheap King Kong suit. Not funny at all.
Griffith Park is 10,000 acres of untamed wilderness. Even though I had an expert testimony of an eyewitness that I couldn't understand one word of, I'm gonna move on because finding him out here is going to be nearly impossible.
Hi, I'm Joshua. I'm a valet here in Hollywood, and I'm here to tell my story. The other night I was walking north on Vine towards Franklin, which is where I always park my car. Over by Capitol Records, actually. And that particular night I was getting off work, walking to my car, and I saw Bigfoot. I didn't think too much of it at the time, but I decided to record it, and here we are now telling my story. I walk over there so much. Franklin and Vine, great parking spots. Definitely recommend that. Or not, because there's still a lot of parking spots. My buddy, I see him so much since I'm over there. At Capitol Records, he's a security guy. Once he found out I was doing this interview, he was like, maybe I have the footage as well. So he actually looked up the date as well, and Capitol Records surveillance footage actually got the footage as well. But I was the one who saw Bigfoot with my eyes, got it on my smartphone. It was their property cameras that got it. So I'm probably the one that you really want to talk to. I would be a good source because I saw Bigfoot with my own eyes.
Though the witness didn't contact authorities immediately, he was able to give me the exact date and time he was on Vine when he saw Bigfoot. Now, I've come to the Capitol Records building and spoken with security personnel. They don't want to appear on film, but they did give me access to their surveillance footage, which proves there is a Bigfoot in Hollywood.
So I'm outside the Fonda, I'm excited, I'm ready to go see some good music. I can't even tell you who's performing, but it's gonna be some good music. But I look to the side and I see Bigfoot. I swear for God, it's Bigfoot. And you know we live in a day and age, nobody believes you unless they see it, so here it is. I recorded it to show it to everybody, show it to the world, and also to explain why you won't see Brian inside the Fonda tonight. I am not going to listen to no type of music with Bigfoot. I'm a Bigfoot my ass on home.
My issue with this last witness is that he didn't do anything. He even said he saw danger at this nightclub. Danger outside, a killer. And what did he do? Just walked away. Had a phone in his hand, couldn't call 911, didn't. You remember Las Vegas Country Music Festival? Do you remember Astro World, Texas? Do you remember Pulse Nightclub, Florida? You remember Paris 2015 concert, you know, everyone's getting domestic terrorism, international terrorism, active shooters, this could be wildlife terrorism. Anything could have happened. I talked to the guys inside, they said nothing happened that night, but just by our luck. And what am I supposed to do with this information? I can't come down to Hollywood Boulevard and find the killer now. He's gone, long gone. You gotta call people, you gotta do something. You can't let just me, you know, look for footprints and hair and expect to find this guy. It's not gonna happen. Occasionally, an investigation as important as this requires me to take a road trip outside of city limits. I'm headed to another county to interview a mother who witnessed Bigfoot on Hollywood Boulevard.
Hi, I'm a Southern California resident and I have photographic evidence of the existence of Bigfoot. We're in Hollywood a lot. Our family, we love the arts, especially theater. And I know a lot of people say that New York or Broadway, even Chicago, is the heart of theater, but I disagree. LA is the performing arts capital of the world and we choose to support it. In fact, we have tickets, season tickets to the Pantages. And that's where we were that night when we saw Bigfoot. My son and I have 3 kids. My middle son Mason was with me that night. And we've always tried to make sure that our kids are well-rounded. I mean, there's nothing wrong with academics, of course, and sports, but to introduce culture and art is just such a beautiful gift to kids. So we were just leaving the theater, and you know, that buzz of just sitting and listening and watching just live theater is so amazing. And that was when, as we were walking out, there was Bigfoot just strolling down Hollywood Boulevard, and my son asked if he could video. And I was a little bit bummed for the distraction, but I thought, I mean, I guess it could be educational, you know, mixing technology with a creature that was clearly left behind by evolution. So I said, okay, go ahead, you can video Bigfoot. We don't use the word shoot, not in our house, not in the public. It's just become, you know, such a scary world. So yeah, it was Mason who actually captured Bigfoot. I mean, videoed. I mean, who could capture such a creature as Bigfoot? Sorry. So he was technically the one holding the camera, but I would never want him to do this, to be on video. I mean, he's almost 15, but nowadays anything that gets on the internet or streaming, like, it can last forever. So a child should not, in my opinion, be able to have that kind of power.
I'm at the Hollywood and Vine Metro Station, the place where Bigfoot was filmed outside of the Pantages Theater. Now, while Bigfoot was wandering around, everyone was acting like nothing was going on. There was no sense of urgency to get out of the place or seek cover. In fact, this woman just allowed her child to be maybe 150 feet away while Bigfoot was stalking his prey. That's bad parenting. That gives Los Angeles a bad name. So I come to the Metro Station not only to look around to see if I can find evidence of Bigfoot, but also to see security footage from that day. And what I found will surprise you.
My name is Maya Acra. I'm a stand-up comedian. I've been performing in LA for years now. You can find me on Instagram. It's whatever Maya wants. The footage you're gonna see is some videos I took of Bigfoot the night I saw him at Laugh Factory. I was there to perform comedy, maybe get my own set, but then I saw Bigfoot and I was like, what is Sasquatch doing here? Is he here to kill some people? I don't know, like, I was scared and I just took that footage for, you know, evidence, just in case he does something, and I have the evidence, you know. So I decided to go maybe to Melrose or the Comedy Store around the block, or maybe just, you know, maybe the Improv, get my own set there.
Bigfoot was seen walking eastbound on Sunset Boulevard. He made a left-hand turn and headed north on Laurel Avenue. Now, on the corner of Laurel and Sunset is the world-famous Laugh Factory, known for 2 things. 1, stand-up comedy. 2, delicious empanadas. Now, I don't know if laughter brought out Bigfoot that night or the smell of those delicious pastries. But he came up here and he was walking north and he saw the shrubbery. He knew he couldn't live in there because it's too dense, it's too small to make it a home. But look it, there's a rear entrance to the club, and we know one thing, Bigfoot likes to go in through the rear. What bothers me though is the female comic, who's probably not funny like every other woman, but she didn't call the police. There was no sense of urgency with her. She just pulled out her phone and said, oh, this is gonna be cute for social media. I see Bigfoot, maybe he's gonna kill people. I'm not gonna do anything, ha 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 ha. I mean, is that what our society has has come to. It's a shame.
Are we ready? You said this was only going to take a few minutes, right? Okay. I was at a friend's place, you know, a colleague. He lives right off of Sunset Boulevard, across the street from the Palladium. You know, it was late at night, and I was walking, and I saw this guy, or this thing. I'm not really sure. It was really out of place, but you know, we're in Hollywood, and is anything truly out of place? I don't know. I'm told that I don't post very much, so I took out my phone and I started recording him across the street.
I'm on Sunset Boulevard in front of the Hollywood Palladium, where I'm trying to do a thorough investigation. Now, I came here earlier and got security footage to collaborate a story with the eyewitness that Bigfoot is attempting to break into private businesses. But the witness didn't call 911. He didn't notify police immediately. There's no sense of urgency. Instead, he waited a couple weeks and sent me the footage. What am I supposed to do a couple weeks later? Doesn't anyone care about what's going on in this city?
So this is the security footage of that night? I mean, is he breaking in? I mean, do you want me to testify to some sort of breaking and entering? I don't know. All I saw was what was on the video, and that's it. I didn't come here expecting to watch all these security tapes. I didn't want to be filmed. Like, I don't have time for this today.
Now, I've spent many of days on Hollywood Boulevard. I've seen 10,000 people take pictures of the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the stars on the sidewalk. Never once in my life has anyone said, hey, you want to see a cool picture of a star I took on the sidewalk? No, that never happens. That's terrible, terrible friendship. If you're showing your friends your coat, no one wants to see the stars. No one. We all know what they look like. You could just say, I saw so-and-so star. You don't have to show them a picture of it. We know what it looks like. They don't look any different from anybody else's. Chris Rock doesn't look any different than Marilyn Monroe's. They're the same. Very different people, same star. I'm going to Hollywood Bowl right now. Sorry. And I'm going to be speaking with a security professional. I'm hoping that this interview and this video footage changes the game, because right now the people I've been speaking to, they're just not quality people when it comes to investigating. I'm sure they're great people with their families and stuff, but they also might be people who take pictures of the Hollywood Walk of Fame and think that's impressive.
My name is Noah Small, and I'm the security manager here at the Hollywood Bowl. The Hollywood Bowl is a live music outdoor amphitheater located right here in the Hollywood Hills, and it's been listed as a top 10 live music venue in the world. But if you ask me, it's #1 when it comes to safety. You know, I've been holding it down here at the Hollywood Bowl for about 5 years now. You know, security is really big. So a big part of making sure that we're on top of our security is that we have camera footage surrounding this place rolling 24 hours a day. Sometimes I even work 24 hours shifts. Now, on one particular day when I was not sleep deprived, you know, I was handling my business, doing my thing, you know, I came across some footage and I saw a peculiar visitor. You know, I believe it was Bigfoot. I'm not sure if it's an animal or not, but, you know, I reported him to the Animal Welfare Department with the city of Los Angeles. I'm not sure if he's an animal, but I didn't want it to go undocumented. I didn't want it to go unnoticed. So I sent it up the chain of command, you know, with the city of Los Angeles. Now we have hundreds of skilled, highly skilled, trained security staff. We have a custodial staff that keeps this place clean. Now, you know, when it comes to the custodial staff, you know, they clean up, they take out the trash, and you know, it kind of sounds like what I do, because me and my team, we do a lot of things here at the Hollywood Bowl. We take out the trash in different perspectives, and sometimes, you know, the custodial staff, they leave crumbs and food around, and you know, that causes some late night animal visitors that want to swoop in and get some food. And one time, I believe I saw Bigfoot on camera swooping in, you know, because the custodial staff, they didn't do their job all the way, and I saw him eating a hummus, olive, and cheese plate. Can you believe that? You would think this guy's a carnivore, that he likes meat and stuff, but you know, he's a little bougie. Now, outside of this being one of the greatest places, if you've been here before, please come back and see us. Come see me. You know, I'm always here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I'm never sleep deprived. So come by and see me if you've been here before. If you've never been here before, come to the Hollywood Bowl. Have a memorable experience. Have one of the best experiences of your life. This is a great place to watch the stars under the stars. I'm Noah Small, the security manager, and I had fun talking to you today about Bigfoot and myself.
I'm at the Hollywood Bowl. I'm quite disappointed. I met with the security professional here. He didn't give me any information that would lead to the capture of Bigfoot. Instead, he gave me some free tickets to tonight's show. And to be honest, I'm not allowed to accept gratuities. I might come back to further investigate, but I doubt Bigfoot would show up when there's 20,000 people here, even though if they knew Bigfoot was here, they'd be 20,000 people in fear. Maybe, I don't know. I'm beginning to think people in LA just don't care about anything but themselves.
Hi, my name is Linda and I'm a longtime resident of Hollywood, and I filmed Bigfoot on our streets. So it was at night and I was leaving my apartment, walking to my car, when I saw a man. And, well, I think it was a man. I don't know, like I didn't ask for its pronouns or anything like that. So, you know, I just saw him, and fortunately I got the shot because it was really well lit around my place. And there's also like the dumpster, I don't know if you saw it, but the dumpster that's always there, right? It used to be a prime parking spot, but there's just like constant construction around my house, so like now it's just a stupid nuisance and it's always there. But I have to tell you, like next time I get a new like house, it has to have a parking spot. Like it has to.
When I arrived at the site of the dumpster, I noticed a truck was already moving it away. They were trying to hide the evidence. Now, if you've seen Jaws, you know how this plays out. Guy in law enforcement discovers there's a man-eating shark out in the swim area. City goes, no, we can't let it hurt the tourism. And that's what's happening here in Hollywood. There's an apex predator on the loose in this city, and the city refuses to do anything about it. Well, I'm gonna work harder, smarter, faster, better, and I'm gonna prove that I'm right this time, and I'm gonna expose the city for what they're doing, which is hiding a killer. Say the dumpster was here, am I gonna fingerprint it, run the prints through a national database, Department of Homeland Security? Why, you know? She didn't care. Maybe I don't care. You know, I've dedicated my life to public service. I'm a public servant. It just sounds so gross. Public servant, you're a public servant, give me a glass of water. Like, well, what if I wanna make movies or be in stand-up comedy or have a podcast? I mean, I got 10 years on this job. 10 years, 5 years, Special Investigations Unit. I mean, I was the most loved man in America for a while. You know, when I exposed the city for Peak 22. And now look at me. I mean, yeah, I'll go look in that. I'll go look for a footprint, you know, look for some feces, track this guy down. Why? Seriously, why? All right. I'm done.
Hi, I'm John Dobroff. Not too long ago, a few weeks ago, I was walking up to Vine Street toward Capitol Records, and I'll be switched. I saw the strangest thing. I mean, if I didn't know better, I would say it was Bigfoot. It was like 7 feet tall, furry. I mean, just what you see when you see those documentaries on TV about sightings of Bigfoot. They'll show him like running across the screen. You'll barely get a shot of him, but you'll see this big thing. It's all furry. So I decided to record what I was seeing, which was pretty stunning, and I got a pretty good, pretty well in focus picture of what happened. Only, now on the other hand, it's like Vine Street and you see crazy people. So I think maybe it's just somebody dressed up, but no, you could tell by the way it was walking, this was really Bigfoot. Yeah, so I saw Bigfoot, but you know what? My day job, I'm a Superior Court judge. I mean, I'm retired, but I worked for 23 years as a Superior Court judge. I mean, I saw murder cases, blood and gore and rapes and all sorts of horrible things in my day. So, Bigfoot, it's just like, so what? You go out to a crime scene and see somebody laid out on the street with a knife sticking out of them. That can kind of catch your attention a little more than some furry thing walking down the street. And then, of course, after you go to the scene and you see the body laying there, you got to go to the autopsy. Now, autopsies, I remember one time in an autopsy, this is actually true. The coroner comes in, and I'm there ahead of time, and the guy's body's all laid out, and it's stiff and everything, and the body's got a hand, and the hand is kind of like this. It's got rigor mortis. It's stiff. The guy comes in, the coroner comes in. He's got a hamburger. I swear. He takes the hamburger and he puts it in the stiff rigor mortis hand of the dead guy, and then he goes and cuts the guy open and starts doing the autopsy. Once in a while, reach over, takes the hamburger, takes a bite. It is gross, but I guess that's his day.
No first responder has a more difficult job than I do. You've seen how hard I work and what I have to work with. Now that guy, I mean, he seems like a great guy and all, but he's not doing the right thing. If you see something, say something. You have the phone in your hand, call 911. I will be out there immediately. Instead, he waits a couple months and he's like, oh yeah, I forgot I got this footage of Bigfoot. Maybe I'll upload it to the internet. I don't know. It's like, dude, Bigfoot is on the corner of Hollywood and Vine. It's the most busiest intersection, most famous intersection in the world. It's busy night and day. And what am I supposed to do with this information now? Months has passed. Maybe weeks have passed. He doesn't even know when he recorded the video. But what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm working hard, guys. Just help me out. I mean, thank me for my service later when I save the world.
Hi. My name is Trinae. I'm the LA filmmaker who has the exclusive footage of Bigfoot. So filmmaking encompasses a lot. It encompasses directing, acting, writing, and other things. And being a filmmaker is, being an artist. Oh yes, people in LA don't leave their homes without the phone. Not me. I actually only leave my home with a camera.
Is your camera on their phone though?
Well, my camera is my phone for now, but yeah, I don't spend time. I don't spend time on social media. I don't spend time on my phone. I'm pretty much off the grid. You wouldn't be able to reach me unless of course we're working together. Then I will pay attention to my phone. I am, of course, an artist. I know how to work a camera. But when you're working with a camera, it's not about the camera. It's about the subject. And, the camera is a tool. It's just a tool. It's like a hammer. It's like anything. You just, the camera is just a tool, if you will. And it's kind of like, have you ever heard about, I don't know if you heard about hammer theory, but the hammer theory really explains what a tool is. Okay, so what a tool is you just use it. You use a hammer to nail things, to hammer things, and like pound things. What have you? I don't have a hammer in my house, but and it's the same thing. Hammer in the wrong hands, it could be a weapon. But you can also use it to prop the door open. Like if you put it on the ground, and it will leave a little, opening in the door. So there's a lot of ways you can use a hammer, and there's a lot of ways that you can use a camera. In my case, it was to take a photo of the Bigfoot.
Tell me about that day that you saw Bigfoot.
Yes, so I got a call. And it was an important call. It actually, it took me running around town, and I ended up in Hollywood. And Hollywood, it's kind of like a LA toilet a little bit. I mean, no one ever goes there. It's kind of like a back room that you would never vacuum, because you couldn't reach, because it's so gross, honestly. But yeah, I ended up in Hollywood. I actually had to park by the Gold's Gym, and Gold's Gym is amazing. My friend works there. It's pretty expensive, but it's really nice. And I'm so sorry. It's on Cole. It's not on Wilcox. So I was holding the phone in my hands when I saw the Bigfoot, and then I took a photo, because I'm already there. Why not take a photo? It's pretty unique.
And then how did you end up here?
Well, yeah, I just took a photo, and it was interesting because when I got the call about it, I was actually updating. I was updating LinkedIn and classmates.com, and usually I never put anything on there. But that day, I felt like, it was important. But that day, I felt like it was, important to share with my followers that I've seen the Bigfoot. I mean, it's a unique occurrence. It's pretty special that happened to me, actually.
Right.
And I'm here now, a year later, to talk about it. I'm excited, actually. I'm actually excited for the premiere.
There's no premiere.
Oh, there's no premiere? Oh, well, I already bought. I rented. I rented from my friend. It's a gown. It's really nice. It's red, and it has like brown buttons. Because it's the Bigfoot.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. So it's been great.
Okay. Yeah.
You were great.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you.
That's it. Great. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm here. It was 6 weeks ago or 10 weeks ago. She doesn't know. She doesn't remember anything. Terrible witness, terrible person. What am I doing here? Looking for a suspect who fits the description. 7 feet tall, 300 pounds. That's half the guys in there. Though he's the only one with body hair, so maybe he is easy to find. He's the only guy with hair on his body who doesn't need a spot on the bench press. That's how I find him. Just look around for the dude that's leaving a trail of fur on the incline bench. My next witness is a part-time lecturer at a local film school. He also labels himself a filmmaker. I hesitate to call him that because a lot of these filmmakers today are just guys who run around town throwing spaghetti on people. And when they're about to get their ass kicked, they're like, oh, it's a prank, it's a prank. And back in my day, that guy, you wouldn't compare that guy to Martin Scorsese or Quentin Tarantino. You'd say, oh, that guy is an asshole. I mean, granted, maybe Martin Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino are assholes, but they're not assholes like that. At least they pay people pretty well to throw spaghetti on them.
My name is Pedro Monreal. My students like to call me by my first name, Pedro. I like to be on a first name basis with the future leaders of the filmmaking community. I am a lecturer at the LA Film Academy off Sunset Boulevard, the heart of Hollywood, the filmmaking capital of the world. On the night in question, I was finishing up a lecture with my students, discussing about, the different great films that have been out there, the different types of films that, the world has seen. French noir, Hitchcock, pre-colonial sub-Saharan African films, even my short that I created, Arrowhead, which I shot on 16mm celluloid. And suddenly, as I was discussing on and on about, the differences of what's important on the screen and not, my student pointed out to something that was going on outside of something that was moving. And so naturally, as a documentarian would, I really wanted to capture the moment. I decided to, take the film as I would naturally, and I wanted to, see what was going out there in nature, and lo and behold, I saw Bigfoot. Now, most people in Hollywood wouldn't think that Hollywood is a place for, a haven for nature. But let's be real, we're in California. We have forests, trees, oceans, deserts. We have everything. I take my students over to Griffith Park. Why? Well, because we have all of that. But I find it very peculiar, your high interest in the sighting of Bigfoot. I'm a documentarian, and I have filmed non-narrative and narratives all my life, for most of my life, and I just find it very interesting that you find it very interesting, and that, to me, this is probably one of the most least interesting things that I've ever filmed.
Sunset Boulevard isn't as spooky during the day as it is at night. At night, there's an apex predator crossing the threshold of an abandoned building. That sounds like a Hollywood blockbuster to me, but I don't make movies. Guys like that do. Now, maybe that's why places like this are out of business.
My name is Steve, and I'm the one who captured the Bigfoot footage at the Hollywood 16, just north on Sunset Boulevard on the east side of the Hollywood High School. The Hollywood 16 is one of the most famous photographed skate spots in the world. I skated my whole entire life, and the Hollywood 16 is one spot that I always check out. I usually go in the daytime, but at this time, I decided to go at night. Luckily, I brought my camera because Bigfoot was skating, and I pressed record and I captured the whole thing. When he was riding down the sidewalk, I noticed that he was riding Goofy, and Goofy's pretty hard to ride. I'm a regular skater. So I remember like skateboarding back in the day, like trying to learn how to ollie. That was like super hard. But then like once you do a kickflip, you do a 360, you shove it, like that stuff just becomes like super simple. When I moved out here to LA, I was just skating everywhere. I mostly just skate street, but I did find like some pretty cool skate parks around here, and I met some pretty cool people too. And we just started chatting about like, different spots to skate and stuff. They told me about this spot in Hollywood. It was called the Hollywood 16. And I'd never been there before, so that's why I decided just to go that one night and just go check it out, see if I can go find like some really cool people to skate with. Hopefully I run into Sasquatch again, because that was pretty cool. I like to get some footage with him, maybe play some skate with him or something like that.
Bigfoot has fully evolved in front of us. He started out by eating out of trash cans, but then Bigfoot learned how to use drinking fountains. He learned how to ride escalators, and now he's riding skateboards here at the Hollywood 16. My fear is that Bigfoot evolves and embraces Southern California culture, basically Hollywood culture, my biggest fear, and becomes a worse version of us.
"911, what is your emergency?"
There's this guy, his shirt's all ripped, his head is bleeding, his pants are down to his ankles.
Are you reporting a medical emergency?
I guess.
What is your location?
Outside the DGA building.
I'm at the Directors Guild of America, the DGA, to introduce the next and the last segment of my documentary. It's a tragedy. I predicted this would happen. When I started making this documentary, I didn't think I'd win an Oscar or even be nominated. But my other prediction was this is gonna end in tragedy, and as I predicted, it did. So if you have little children in the room watching, have them leave. Have them at least close their eyes, because you're gonna witness something that's just disturbing and totally preventable. I work day and night to prevent something like this from happening, and I couldn't. This isn't my fault. Someone else, not mine. Not my fault.
My name's Jeff, and one night I was standing outside the Directors Guild building on Sunset in Hollywood, and I noticed Bigfoot standing outside the building, so I put on my camera and decided to record Bigfoot. I'm an aspiring filmmaker, so I sometimes find myself at the Directors Guild because it's a great way to meet and mingle with other filmmakers. I figured if I got really good footage of Bigfoot, this could help my filmmaking career. So I went across the street to get better footage of Bigfoot, and that's when the assault happened. As Bigfoot was anally raping me, all I could think about was the famous Bobby Knight quote, "If rape is inevitable, sit back and enjoy it." But I couldn't enjoy this. I mean, of all the monsters to be raped by in Hollywood, at least it could have been someone who could have helped me with my career, like Harvey Weinstein or Bill Cosby or Roman Polanski. There's monsters on the loose in Hollywood, nobody's doing anything about it. Bigfoot broke me that night.